Hello, my name is Anton Kleshev. I'm a professional software architect with 15 years of software development experience. Today we're going to be talking about important metrics when planning software projects. Before we start, please like, share, and subscribe to not miss any future videos. We have a lot of stuff planned about software development planning. We're getting ready to be released to this channel very soon. So stay tuned. Okay, let's get into it. Usually, when people think about software development planning, they mention data like timelines and estimates. Although this data is 100% essential for software development planning, there are also some other metrics which you can use to increase the quality of your schedules and thus increase the quality of your delivery outcomes and use of resources. So let's review some of those metrics associated with resource efficiencies.
First of all, I'm talking about project efficiency and team efficiency. These metrics essentially measure how effectively your team's resources are used for a particular project, or, from a different angle, how well a particular team is occupied when working on multiple projects. Let's look at definitions. Project efficiency is a metric that represents the ratio of all teams' input to a particular project relative to the team's overall available velocity, whereas team efficiency is a metric that represents the ratio of individual teams' input to a project or all projects they're working on relative to the team's overall available velocity. In simple words, project efficiency is used to measure resource use from the perspective of a particular project, whereas team efficiency is looking from the perspective of resource use effectiveness for a particular team, which can be specifically relevant if they are working on multiple projects at the same time. Let's review an example. Let's say, for instance, we hired a development team for a quarter of the year. We assign them a project that lasts only 1 month. Let's calculate efficiency. In order to do that, I will be using a tool called Deep Planner that allows me to do that in an automated way. In order to calculate project efficiency, we need to decompose the project into system components with their effort values and enter those deliverables into the system. Luckily, we already did all of that prep work, so the only thing left for us to do is entering the deliverables into a schedule to generate reports. To learn more about how to decompose a project in Deep Planner, please review to our video at Decomposition and Long-Term Planning of a Software Project. Okay, let's add the project deliverables into the quarterly schedule. Alright, we can confirm that the deliverables were entered into the timeline. Now let's look at the numbers on the deliverables tab. In the consumed effort block, we can see the number of man days each team dedicates to the project relative to the team overall velocity. To calculate project efficiency, we need to sum together all teams' efforts and divide them to sum velocities. The calculated value for the whole project would be around 5%, and for individual team, such as developers, for example, in this case, would be around 4%. By the way, if you want to look up this value without using calculations, you can just go to Resources tab, and here it displays the occupancy values for all teams. So here you can observe that the developers team is essentially occupied by 4%. Now let's add one more deliverable to the schedule. We go into the timeline, we can see the deliverable was added, and now essentially it occupies the major part of the quarter, right? So like both developers, they require almost a quarter to be completed. Let's look at the numbers after that change. If we recalculate the numbers, we can see that the project efficiency has increased to around 22%, and developers' team efficiency has also increased, and now it is 35%. Now let's limit team capacity. We can see that developers is already a scarce resource, so maybe it's not a very good candidate. So let's do that for the testers team. Let's remove 2 man days from the testers team and limit the capacity to 3 man days. We can see that the tester's team efficiency has increased to 7% compared to the very low number it used to be previously. But project efficiency has also increased to 24% because we now have less resources without changing the amount of work. Keep in mind that although decreasing the team output has increased the efficiency of resources used, it now places the rest of the team under higher pressure. Balanced efficiency percentage shouldn't be very high, but ideally in the range of 20 to 30% per the measured time box.
Measuring efficiency is a very effective instrument to achieve and control the optimized use of resources in your company or the projects you're working on. If used correctly, it enables for great improvements and cost-effective planning of your development. So make sure to include those metrics into your toolbox. I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, please share it, press the like button and subscribe. This makes it easier to share the knowledge. Have a great day.